Good morning. It's great to be here. Thank you all for coming along to George Washington University Department of Media and Public Affairs. I welcome those of you who've come physically today and those who are joining us on the live streaming. I hope today that we're going to be inspired, educated and informed about what real religious liberty is actually means. It was in 2011 that one day the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops posted on their website a press release. The press release told us they were setting up an ad hoc committee to deal with religious liberty. What we could see in that press release was a shopping list. It wasn't just about contraception coverage in the Affordable Care Act. It was a shopping list of demands that would put us in a situation where religious extremism becomes the norm. Sure, under the Affordable Care Act, the bishops wanted not to allow their employees have access to no-cost contraception. More than that, we understood that what they wanted to do was to ensure that no-cost contraception was entirely taken out of the Affordable Care Act, so that all Americans, not just those in Catholic-controlled institutions, but all Americans will be denied access. They spoke about their need to be able to take money, taxpayer money, your money, to provide social services, but not have to play by the same rules as other folks who compete for those contracts. They talked about how with HIV/AIDS care, they wanted not to be able to provide access to condoms for those who are living with HIV. They talked about how they wanted to be able to continue their Defence of Marriage Act. They talked about how they wanted to be able to discriminate in employment through the ministerial exemption. And they talked about how their definition of marriage was the one that they wanted to predominate in this country. The real genesis of this religious liberty argument lies in a difficult number has a real weakness. The Obama administration bent over backwards to accommodate the demands of religious business interests and deny the conscience rights of US citizens. Why is it that if you're a gardener, an IT person, or a cook, some of the lowest paid people, if you're working for a Catholic organization, why is it that you would not be entitled to no-cost birth control in the same way as other people? Why is it that the bishops have an exemption? If you're a teacher in a parochial school, why is it that you can't have access to no-cost contraception? The exemptions are a giveaway to employers to impose their will upon their workers and deny those workers the freedoms that other Americans enjoy. So today, at this forum, we're going to explore what it means from a constitutional and from a legal perspective if we allow some people to use religion to discriminate. We are going to expose what it means for women, our LGBT brothers and sisters, and healthcare access for some of the most vulnerable in society if our services and rights are traded away to appease religious extremists. Finally, from a faith perspective, we are going to talk about real religious liberty. Religious folks in this country are not the ones trying to force their beliefs down other people's throats. Religious folks are not bullying and in Orwellian style trying to create the myth that institutions have consciences and deny the conscience rights of individuals. That's not religious folks that are doing it. That's religious special interests that need to be challenged. When we set up the Coalition for Liberty and Justice, within 24 hours, we had 50 of the top groups in the United States of America signing up and saying, we stand with you. Because we recognize that the tip of the iceberg is the Affordable Care Act and the attack upon contraception. We recognize that there's a lot more here at stake. we recognize that real religious liberty involves a two-sided coin. Freedom of religion has to have freedom from religion. That is the very basis of a strong, democratic, and free society. And those of us here today and going forward, especially as we look towards the next presidential election, want to ensure that the bishops and their conservative, extremist, religious allies do not get to ride roughshod over the conscience rights of American citizens, be we religious or not. I welcome you to the forum. I hope we have a good conversation today, and I look forward to working with you and others on this important issue of what real religious liberty means. Thank you.